it's time to do a video on the new MightyKool I got. As you saw, it's been about a week since the unboxing. It has not even begun to be warm enough to put any kind of cooling in here, let alone really try it out. So now that we've had one day that's warm enough to try it out, and it's kind of hot this afternoon, we're going to have that the next 2 days, and then it's going to get real cold again. And I have put the new one on the stand and the old one down here. As you can see, the new one is a little bit longer, just a little bit longer, and it has the thing on the back. But if you're not using the thing on the back, I think you can unscrew it. I haven't tried it, but I think that you can. But for purposes now, I'm going to try it with the air intake, and for this video, and I'm going to have to put a happy face sticker on the new plug because it has a light, and I hate the light shining like after dark. So I'll be putting a happy face sticker on that. That's like a good clue. Just go to your store and get a little round sticker, a heart, a happy face, whatever. And so I'm going to put the air intake on and get back. First, I want to say before I do that, actually, I want to go over the unit. I read the instructions, which I hadn't done at the unboxing, and this has a different kind of dial than the old unit. The old unit had 3 settings. It had low, medium, and high. And this one doesn't really have a setting where it starts with low and you just turn it. And the high's pretty high. I really think that it seems to me like when I was running these both together to try it out, it seemed to me that the high on the new one is higher. And it also states that in amps, because this one goes up to about, I think, 1.9 amps. And this one here in the instructions says here in the specifications, I don't know if my camera's focusing well enough for you to see it, but it says here on low its amps are between 8 on low and 2 and 4 on highest setting. So it does run a little bit higher in amps, which kind of tells me it has a little more gusto to it. So I'm going to hook up the air intake and I will get back to you. Okay, so it comes like this, and it looks like it's plastic wrapped. It does come in a bag, but it looks like it is plastic wrapped, but that plastic is the plastic that makes up the tunnel. So make sure whatever you do, don't like cut in or rip this plastic. And you just pull it apart, and it just slides very easily over that edge. Okay, I'm doing the second half of the video now. Unfortunately, I did it before in April when this cooler came, when it arrived, and for some reason the footage got lost and disappeared, and I didn't have the second half where I had tested the air intake. So now it's August, and we're having an extremely hot day. I've never seen a day this hot in August, and I'm redoing the video. And I actually am in a small space where I don't really have room to use the air intake, and oftentimes I have to use different windows and I'm moving it around. So it's not practical for me right now to use it, but I do want to show you what it does because it does make a big difference. And yes, you can unscrew this back piece and have like a straight back if you don't have much space. Like there, I don't have much space, and where I'm using it, where I sit all the time and stuff, it would suck up the door thing that I have on the door. So I unscrew that and store it with that. I want to keep this really nice because if I move it to another space, I'm going to want to use that because it definitely intakes the air better. Okay, so I've gotten this screwed on. I've screwed this together as tightly as possible. So that band, the metal band, tightens and it holds this on so it doesn't come sliding off or pull off. So I'm going to take this over to where I'm going to go and set it up. Okay, hopefully you can hear me with the fan on, but basically what you're supposed to do, what it shows here, is they have like a piece of cardboard, or even you could use board, and you fit into the window, and then you cut a hole, and you use that for the fresh air intake, kind of like you do with a window air conditioner. Unfortunately, I have to open the windows a lot of time, and I can't run these at night because of power constraints. So I actually have to have my windows, so I can't really do that in my current situation. Maybe if I had more solar, I could. And number two, I don't want to lock out any of the light. But right now I have it up to the window. A lot of times, too, I have to keep this window closed because the neighbors do some fume stuff in their yard with scented fumes. And so I have to close off this whole side of the house. So this is usually where I get my air, or through the door, or whatever. But I just want to show you how this works. The air comes in and goes through the back. And so it's coming directly in from the outside to the back of the unit. So, like, for example, if the unit is boxed in a corner or something and it's not near a window and can't get enough fresh air, it can help that too, and it will be a lot cooler. I've noticed just standing here in front of the vent that the air is a lot cooler that way. So I definitely think this air intake hose makes a big, huge difference. I just wish I had the room. I'm so crammed in right now. I wish I had the room to actually set this up. But I wanted to try it and use it, and if I ever change my setup or the amount of solar where I'm not barely running on solar, and on a hot afternoon, if it's cloudy, I have to turn stuff off. If I'm not living on minimal solar, I definitely think I would do something like this. And I made a mistake earlier when I said the amperage level. It starts at the bottom at 0.8 amps. So it's not 8 amps, it's 0.8 amps. And then it goes up to 2.4 all the way on high, which is definitely higher than 1.9. So it definitely has more force to the air, more fan, more blow to it. And this is just wonderful with this. I love this thing. I'm going to probably in the future try to find out a way to integrate that. You know, if not out here, down here, but up there in the bedroom where I've been using that other unit. So meanwhile, I end up having to just take the back off and use it like a regular unit, which it works fine that way too. This is just a nice enhancement to have, I think. So that's my consensus on it. I didn't know it would really work so well, the air intake, because I was pretty happy with the MightyKool as it is. But it does make a difference. All the things are there for a reason, and they do make a difference. And otherwise they wouldn't continue to sell them year after year after year, or to modify their units where this thing becomes easier to use. So I think it's a great thing, and I'm definitely gonna, even if I'm not using it at the moment, I'm definitely holding on to it, and I'm going to store it securely and safely. And so that way, in the future I can use it, or even now, in a certain pinch, I could use it. For example, if I'm moving it and not near a window and want to extend this to a window. So it's absolutely great on that. So definitely give the MightyKool a try. So I think it's definitely the best off-grid cooling I've found, and uses the least power, and it's the only one that's really usable with my tiny system. So if you like it, like, subscribe, share, and comment, and just have a fabulous day.